Let's talk about better
For
plays.
example,
Indeed.
Jack Francis.
Check Francis here. It's ready to go. It's an English mirror on high view in the grand finals. It's game numero uno. As the score so nicely indicates. And already we see a huge deviation coming through, and it's the 2-2-2 opening for Blink, in fact.
Yeah, he's been. It's definitely new. You told me how you didn't like it, because you felt like the English player gives up too much momentum, in a team game. How do you feel about it in a one-on-one?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. In an English mirror, I feel like it might potentially be okay, because you just have that enough timing that the longbows has to run over, and then your council hall comes up, and then you're fine. So absolutely. As Asklad says in chat, fun fact, these two guys have the exact same amount of rank points right now. So it's definitely quite equal.
Yes, I think we observed that earlier. They're separated only by 2 ranks in the rank ladder, just because they have the same points. So it's just it comes down to, I guess, win rate or something else.
Yep.
I wonder how people are ranked on the rank ladder when they have the same number of points.
I wish I could tell you I'll ask the AoE 4 world guys, but the real answer is actually it matters on how Relic does it.
Okay. Well, cool. Moving on from that spectacularly unhelpful answer. We'll just quickly tell people the 2-2 is this build order where you send 2 to wood, 2 to gold, and 2 to build a mill, and then go to food. And the idea is to get the gold to pick up a really early wheelbarrow, with the idea being that it'll accelerate your economy into the later stages of the game. Of course, the most standard build order is when you have, 7 on food, 3 on gold, the usual shenanigans. And that is what Chuck Francis is doing, and he's going to drop Council Hall with 3 villagers right here to prove this. And I wonder, are the longbows going to be out and at Blink space before Blink is able to get his own longbows out?
I don't know.
He'll be in the midst of aging, but I guess that's going to be the question. And then also, countering longbows is usually done with horsemen. But it's a difficult counter, and it's not trivial to play horsemen to longbows. I wonder if also we'll just see players forego any attempt to go horsemen, because in smaller numbers they're not that great, and just go pure longbowmen.
Potentially. I mean, it kind of does matter, right? Because Blink, he does have that wheelbarrow, so his villagers will be more efficient. But still, I mean, as you were saying, right? Council Hall almost completed about 70-80%. And now the Council Hall will be dropped from Blink, so... yeah. I think the timing is still fine here in a 2-2 opening. Despite my scares, because I feel like... okay, farm transition coming up behind this. So I feel like with this, the Council Hall, if he pops a longbow, and he immediately will, I feel like these guys will arrive about when this is finished, especially when he has 7 on it building it. Because now, I will definitely be finished in time.
That sounds accurate. So nothing much to worry about. So Blink kind of, quote unquote, gets away with the wheelbarrow. No lasting damage done. And Defender's advantage will make sure that he always has the better number of longbow, as long as they're both producing equally. Hopefully. Yeah, the timing is pretty neat.
Yep. So, you say no lasting damage is done. I would argue against that. Check Francis. He had 3 villagers taking this up, which means there's more villagers gathering resources.
I mean, that's true.
Blink had 180.
Yes, but it's At 180 question mark.
Sorry, why did I say 180? I actually don't know. 100, because Blink-182. He had
What?
8. That's what I was trying to say.
I see.
I don't know where my brain went with this one. But we do have defender's advantage for the time being. Does have a council hall, but it's not that great of effect. Or it's a great effect, but it's not of great effect when there is only 3-4 that's shooting back. We do see though behind this some upgrades, wheelbarrow and double broadaxe coming through here. Definitely looking to stay longer in feudal.
And that kind of equalizes the event. No, sure. Using more villagers on the landmark is obviously not as efficient, but it's not as bad as you think it is, because the villagers there were more villagers building the landmark, but they were all idle for less time.
That is a very fair point. I actually would be cool to see like a graph of that. I don't know how you would visualize that, but it would be cool.
I can. I mean, I guess that you're graphing lost resources versus used villagers.
Yeah. Anyways, lost units will be high here for Blink though. Doesn't have the the longbow numbers. So he'll have to be running away. No thought right now if they want to go into any horses. There we go though. Blacksmith being made though. We'll see what upgrades is coming out first. Would not be surprised if it in fact is a ram. Would quite like to see that actually. But it's probably gonna be +1 armor or defense. There's the +1 damage. Longbows 9 versus 8. Or 9 versus 11.
Again, we see a sort of difference in the timings of the two town centers, because Blink is...
I mean, it's a very different timing, because
Czech
is not going for it.
So, but it is a difference, to be fair.
It's a difference of infinity?
But a difference nonetheless. Okay, moving on, there's...
I can tell it's getting late.
Yeah, so essentially we're back to the same question that we saw in the same Canoosh game, which is, okay, I'm going to build a town center and you're going to push me with rams, and we're going to see like which one wins. And in Canoosh's case, the town center did not win. Neither the first one that he dropped nor the second one. In this particular case, Blink does... I mean, Chuck Francis is obviously very aware of what's going on, and the town center is down here to the south on these nicely arranged deer. And if it... I don't know if it goes up in time, actually. Oh, it does, because Jack Francis chooses instead to back at these villagers here.
Yeah.
Nice.
Fighting on a town center range, and the fact that you have the... doesn't have the upgrade, but does in fact have the attack speed bonus. It is getting late, man. Holy. I do hope for game 3, but it might be a little bit taxing. But yeah, is able to fend off the town center for the time being with that defender's advantage really coming in handy. Nice micro here.
Did lose 3 villagers, but
that lead should hopefully be built up. You can see here the micro, the numbers of critical mass really showing. And now this has been completed, but he's... Oh, he recognizes. He recognized that he was not... He's not gonna jump out for the time being. But he recognized that he was not on... I was about to say, he recognized he wasn't on food. But he is able to clean up the mass, so... He's fighting under both town center range and the network of castles bonus. So he's doing quite well here, pushing back those longbows, cleaning up that mass that was harassing him in the backside. Where are you going? Where is this rally to? This rally don't just scold.
Well, to be fair, that villager saved some longbowman HP, so it's all good. So, as Asklad observed, longbows counter longbows and longbows counter longbows, so no one really stops making longbows. Everything is good. Jack Francis on a timer, as usual. with the always happens in this 2 town center versus 1 town center, and presumably he's not going to pick up 8 villages and build wooden fortresses all over the map like we've seen before, but from a different player, but is instead going to chill out
To a certain extent.
no.
I mean, the thing is, I don't know, I would say in 3 to 4 minutes, Blink, if this ball keeps on going like it will, it won't, we'll get to that. Blink will be better off, because he does have 2 town centers with...
Well, yes, but Chuck's plan is to go castle here.
Yeah, that was what I was getting to.
And
once that happens, it does not matter if you have more units. If the better units are knights. Those longbows, you need... How many longbows do you need to one-shot a knight again? It's a lot. I would say it's like 40, 50 or something like that. But Blink...
Well, you don't need to one-shot the knight. Two-shotting a knight is pretty scary enough in and of itself. But knight has 230 HP, longbow does 7 damage if you get the +1 with 3 ranged armor, assuming you don't... Worst case scenario. Yeah, 230 by 7, that's approximately 30.
Quick maths.
And that's assuming that Chuck Francis doesn't get any ranged defensive armor upgrades.
Which he already has.
Yeah, and that's a 3-shot a night, not 2-shot.
Yeah. But now, Chuck Francis going to be equalizing that 2 town center with his own twice to town center. With that King's Palace going up to the castle age as well. Blink has this superior amount of units right now. The question is if he's able to keep it that way. King's Palace going up. Doesn't have any production buildings to... Oh no, he does actually. He does.
He has 2 stables right in the back of his base.
Stables. So he is ready to make knights and roll. And once... No, poor sheep. Come on, man. Didn't have to do him like that. There's another here. Why do you just leave his friend just dead on the ground? Come on, Chuck Francis. That is just rude. And now, Blink is going to double down on the aggression. Normally, I would expect him to actually fall back from this one and try to go castle. He's not. Does it drop anything, though? No new production buildings. So he's just going to double down on longbows. He realizes he doesn't have a scout. Or doesn't have any visionary, so he doesn't know. Has he scouted the double barracks or the double sable? He hasn't. He hasn't scouted it.
So after all of that effort, after all of that defending, Blink ended up with only 5 more villages. And a later castle timing. Of course, sure, he has a Fume with 10 more longbows right about now. But, well, we'll see how effective those actually are. And once the relics start being picked up, that is a kind of like permanent macro advantage that's going to be hard to overcome.
So, with the current knight stats, 230 plus... Oh, there you go. Plus 2.
No. You need 230 knights. 230 longbowmen to one-shot that knight.
Yeah, that's...
MC,
how much is the max population in EU? 200. 200. Right, gotcha.
Somewhere between 1 and 50.
No. You could just say over 1 and it would be more correct, but no. Now, the longbows, you can see these guys, they absolutely do not care. They're taking a lot of damage, yeah, but that's happily received. Barely making it below half health. Is that...
Blink trying...
That has to be walled, right?
Yeah, that is walled, that's walled.
No.
Right?
No.
Right?
Oh, no! Oh, no, Blink. There was a little spot there. And now he doesn't want to... He's doubling or he's going barracks. So he wants to go man-at-arms, but he can't right now. And now a lot of pressure. White Tower going up in the middle of his base. He needs this to stay alive. He has walled himself in, though.
The worst?
White Tower, though. It's fine. We do see the 2 armor and the fact that there is a veteran longbow compared to a normal longbow.
Ah, yes, a veteran longbow. We've seen many difficult days and difficult times. Well, cool. So White Tower is up. Fine. They're now equal on. Well, they're kind of equal in terms of villagers, though. Like a few villages difference. It's just again all about momentum. The number of knights that Chuck Francis has out already versus the fact that
This long
Blink.
bow mass could be very easily shut down by Blink here, or by Chuck Francis. He doesn't know
Yeah.
that it's there, so it's fine for the time being. It's gonna keep on denying villagers though. And that villager lead that you so proudly talked about is gone. He's been able to kill his way down to it.
Yes, definitely. And there's been no counterattack. Blink has never been on the other side of the map. Blink hasn't been, marching up longbows through gaps in walls to attack Chuck Francis. It's all been one way. The monastery does go down, but the relics are mostly all gone. 2 of them already picked up. What is this?
And just running, making their way onto the other side of the wall. Huge scouts being popped. Now, I mean, the hole in the wall has been. It was almost open there for a second. There, I was afraid that he was able to open it up, but have to see.
Oh my god, these knights have gotten
They
so
don't
much
care.
value.
They don't give a.
They
literally don't give a. I think
what
that's
a
the
life it
first
must
knight
be.
that just died.
No, the 2 knights just died before.
Okay, okay, yeah, I'm actually fine. But they're surviving for so long. So annoying. As long as it's not French knights, at least. But here we go. Crossbows started to be mixed in as well. Not that many, just okay. Crossbow has been mixed in. Should be saying. Now running out on the map. Army lead for Blink. But no longer that villager lead that he once had. He's gonna pull back and look. Oh my gosh. He definitely wants to try to get that. I mean, he does have the 5th relic on his way, or 4th relic. Could potentially look to get 5 relics as well.
Really, that's a lot of gold income, like a lot.
Yeah, it's gonna help with the early the man at arms production quite a lot as well. Does have the food behind to sustain it.
Oh, he doesn't even have veteran longwoman, so he's still tickling these knights.
No, that's gonna be rough. He can't really get it right. He is getting it now. It's 20 seconds away. It's a fight a little bit too early, and with the amount of the mass he has right now, it's still not able to shut it down or one-shot them. And now, Chad at arms coming through for Chuck Francis.
Blink will at least pick up the 1 relic on the right-hand corner of the map.
But still, you're against 4. It's going to be known as well, so it's not even going to be attempted.
Yeah, you might as well pick up the sacred site.
Yeah, it's always fascinated me. In situations like these, do you pick up the sacred site? Or do you just...
if it's a forward relic, no. If it's a side relic, yeah, you might as well.
Good to know. Oh, actually... Oh, it actually is going to be denied as well.
Again, just tickling those men-at-arms.
I mean, it has it. It doesn't have the +2 damage just yet, though. The issue is the mass. This is so much of the mass the Blink has. If this dies, it's just gonna die, and this is gonna be cleaned up shortly. It does have a knight, though, that has been produced, that is just running around trying to see if he can find something. I think, though, he hasn't scouted back here. He knows where some of the resources are, just not all of them. And that's a consequence of high view. You just don't see a lot.
Yeah, 6,000 gold on that army from Chuck versus 3,000 for Blink.
And you have
the army numbers look equal, but they're really not.
Yeah, and it's the man-at-arms, it's the knights versus the trash army. It's literally a trash army, and now we actually do see a mangonel. But honestly, Chuck Francis moved into so goddamn many man-at-arms and knights, and that mangonel, they won't be doing a lot of work, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I do like crossbow mangonel as a composition, but you need way more crossbows than this. Where is the attack ping coming from? Let's see.
You tell me. Sacred side here being taken up. So we're just going to be having more and more gold for Chuck Francis. Honestly, could probably just stop mining gold at this point. We'll keep on going though, but the farm layout is being threatened. The Mangonel shot will be hitting at Man-at-Arms, but those Man-at-Arms do not give a goddamn care in the world for any of this. The Mangonels, it's not going to be anything. The army numbers for Blink, yes, they are good, but is it the correct unit? It might potentially be. Crossbow numbers slowly but surely climbing. Does have a lot of extra production. Is producing the Mangonel out of the White Tower though, so that is keeping up the double production. Crossbows, not enough food to make them.
Yeah, numbers are absolutely intense, and I do have to wonder. There was by the way, a small raid in the back of the map where he sent some those. Remember the small amount of longbowmen over? He sent them to the very back side.
Here they are dead.
His base. Yeah.
I mean, it definitely did delay or prevent this push for a certain extent.
Well, it prevented reinforcements, but Blink was picking up reinforcements anyway. So here come 3 Mangonels. That's definitely very interesting. And Blink is making spears still. So the idea is to play spear crossbow Mangonel, which has its merits for sure. If you just play pure crossbow Mangonel, you'll get like countered by a massive chunk of horsemen. And it's like a siege comp means that you'll always be able to push out ahead. Oh no, don't tell me there's another gap here somewhere.
No, it's not for the time being, but very shortly there will be. I think there's only a single tree here. Blink, it's hard to recognize, but you need to move all of these villagers over to the next wood line. That's almost done as well.
Yeah, Blink and you miss it as it were.
Ooh,
and
yeah, oh, Mangonels though. They do some decent damage here. Despite being against
good reaction, honestly, like from Chuck Francis there.
Yeah, Imperial.
And oh no, that's a raid. That's a raid. That's a bad raid.
That is a very bad raid. Imperial as well coming up behind this for Chuck Francis. All of these villagers pretty much dead. It does have textiles, pardon. So hard to actually see if they have textiles or not. But the walls, they're coming up. Still not a single stone gathered for Chuck Francis. So he doesn't give a damn. He's not gonna have stone walls. He's not a lamer like the rest of us.
The Wingard Palace continuing to go up. Definitely. Blink doesn't really have anything. Like, okay, maybe if Blink hits him early enough and takes out the production, there's a possibility. But Chuck is just going to sit back and drop production somewhere else. And with his control all over the map, yeah, this is a really, really rough spot for Blink to be in game 1 of this Winners Grand Final.
Still hasn't picked up this relic, though. Could potentially look to do that with this one. With tight barns as well, right? Does provide a lot of extra value. Sacred Site will be going down with the tower going up. And now the tower creep. Blink really needs to push this advantage right now. But honestly, what advantage do you have? You don't have any army advantage, you don't have an eco advantage. Potentially could look to have the network of citadels with a 50%, but he does not get that 50%, he only gets 15. And this is just a battle that you do not want to take. The Mangonels are finally getting into action, and the action they are getting into is just being slaughtered by the knights that's just coming around. The army mass from Blink is just gone, and I can make a Blink pun right now, but I'd rather not. But they are just gone in the blink of an eye. Blink right now, he doesn't have anything more. A Mangonel slowly but surely moving up, but there's nothing more to defend this. And now Blink, he needs to go back to the drawing board, needs to go back to his vineyard, or sorry, his White Tower. But he will not, he's just gonna surrender, and game number 1 goes to Chuck Francis in the best of 3 grand finals here in War Chiefs Club number 29.